Hello everybody, I wanted to talk to you a bit today about how to use your time well during this COVID-19 outbreak. Now, most of us have probably got more time on our hands than we usually do. I know that I have because I usually socialise quite a lot. I see a lot of family and friends. I plan days out and try and get out and about and see the world. So actually being told to stay home most of the time, and obviously it's different in different countries. Here in the UK, we can currently still go out at the time of making this video, but it's advised not to see family and friends unless essential, and we're obviously not supposed to go to pubs and restaurants. Obviously in some places in the world right now you're advised not to go out at all, or there are strict rules to not go out. So basically we're spending a lot more time at home, and that time can either be eaten up and wasted, and it can be spent feeling quite negative and down about everything going on, or we can use that time wisely. So I personally want to use the time wisely. I've written a little list of ways that I can do that, and I'd like to share that with you in the hope that it might inspire you to do something similar. So the first thing on my list is learning. So I take a lot of online e-courses, so I know for a fact that they're often very inexpensive and sometimes free. There's also tons of stuff you can learn about on YouTube. You can also obviously get books. If you haven't already got some books in your house that you've always wanted to read, you could get a Kindle app and download some free books. Basically, what have you always wanted to learn more about? So maybe it's something that will help your career, or will help a hobby, or will just inform you on an interest you have. Maybe you're particularly interested in history or geography or any other subject. You could learn a language or just gain a skill to start a side business. Whatever it is that you would like to learn, there is so much resource out there. We are living in a time that is bountiful to getting free or inexpensive information, so make the most of that. Next is getting exercise. You could obviously exercise at home. I really love Yoga with Adriene. There's tons and tons of exercise videos on YouTube. I'll put some links below to some that I think are good. You can also, depending on where you are in the world, now I know in some places people are not allowed to go out. In the UK, we are still allowed to get out and about. So I really recommend getting some fresh air. If it's sunny, then that is going to be good for you. Even if it's raining, get out and about, get some fresh air. Walking will do you good, or maybe go for a run if that's your bag. I'm not a runner, but I love to walk. So get out and about, enjoy some fresh air, get some exercise, or if you can't get out, then do some exercise at home. It will release the endorphins and it will help look after your physical self, of course. The next thing on my list is mindfulness. So I'm going to post a link below to a blog about mindfulness to give you some tips and ideas and things that you can do. But mindfulness is a really great tool to look after your mental well-being, and never more so than now. So I will post that link below. Go and check out that blog if you'd like to get some mindfulness tips, just to help you take a little bit of time each day just to be mindful and look after your mental well-being. Next, of course, you can distract yourself and keep yourself busy with online streaming services like Netflix and Amazon Prime, and the Apple TV service has got some great stuff as well. I'm also going to post a link to a blog I've written with some really great things to watch that I recommend. Some of them are more for entertainment purposes, but there's also some really educational and informative stuff that you can watch. So it doesn't all have to feel like, I think time you enjoy wasting isn't wasted. So if you've really enjoyed a movie or a TV series, then that isn't a waste of time. But we have to be careful that we don't just mindlessly watch and binge watch stuff all the time, because that's not going to necessarily make us feel good. Whereas if you've watched something that's informative, at least you can get a bit of a sense of, oh, I've learned something there, as well as being entertained. So check out the link below to my blog about stuff that you can watch that's really good. I also am going to use this time to just do a lot more reading. So I've got tons of books that I haven't read yet, because I've just got a constantly growing, never-ending list of things I want to read, both fiction and non-fiction. So there's loads of fantastic stories out there, and you can download a lot of them very inexpensively. there's also so much you can read about and learn that is non-fiction. So again, think about what you're interested in and find some great reads. The other thing that's obviously very important is our connection to others, and I personally work from home all the time, so I know that I can feel very isolated at the best of times, and I try and make a conscious effort to get out and see family and friends because of that, and obviously we can't really do that at the moment. However, as well as obviously you can text, you can call, you can FaceTime, schedule in regular FaceTimes for you to connect with people, or Skype chat or whatever it is you use. You can also even consider sending a letter. Maybe you've got an elderly relative that's not great with technology that would appreciate a letter, or maybe you've got a young person who just loves to get mail. So I'm going to write letters to some people and go back to the old-fashioned way, because I think that's a really nice way to connect, and it also gives you something nice to do. And then the last thing I'm going to say is actually something that I'm not going to spend too much of my time on, and that I recommend, and I've mentioned this in previous videos, and that is just avoiding too much time on the news. So I have set a daily limit. I use the BBC News app because, first of all, I don't want to be reading sensational news, and the BBC tend to keep things quite factual. So that's the first thing, is only reading factual information. And yes, of course, we want to keep on top of what's going on, but it doesn't do us any good at the moment to be reading about all the terrible things. So I personally have been setting a timer for 5 minutes. Once the 5 minutes is up, I come out of that app and I stop reading the news. Also, be careful of what you see on social media. Either limit your time there or only follow positive and inspirational stuff. So that's it from me for today. I'm going to continue to post videos and tips and information to help you look after your mental health. Please like this video if you enjoyed it. Please comment below. I'd love to interact with you, and please share it if you think that it might be useful for others. I hope that you stay well and healthy, and you look after your mental health, and that you're doing some of the things that I've suggested to help you look forward to the future. I'm looking forward to speaking to you again soon. Stay healthy and lots of love. Bye-bye.